Okay, yeah, should be live now. So, go ahead and pick the Ice Climbers and move on into training mode. Because today's character is the Ice Climbers. Big surprise there, I guess. Um, they're incredibly fast, as you can see. Or not incredibly fast or anything, but they're pretty quick. Compared to the last few characters I've been playing. They've got a decent jump height, actually. In their game, jumping is actually something that you do a lot. If you've ever played Ice Climbers, you know what I mean. So, I'm not surprised if they jump as high as they do. Their fastball speed's also pretty quick. Their air dodge up isn't that great compared to a character like Ness, but their recovery is very good. Or at least whenever there's two of them. And you can see you can just pull yourself up. But even if you're like all the way down here, one Ice Climber can sacrifice himself for the other one. So, let me show you what I mean. So as you can see, now there's just me. And if you don't know Ice Climbers, if you're playing on a stage with ice on the ground, they won't slide around. They'll just stop in place. Because they're used to climbing on the ice. They've got the spiky shoes and everything like that. So yeah, whenever you have one Ice Climber, all of your damage output is halved, obviously, because there's only one of you. Like moves that would do two things, like you usually shoot two icicles, there's only one now. Your movement and jump height remain the same, but your up special does not, and is much worse. So yeah, I guess that's the differences between Ice Climbers together and apart. So I just wanted to go over that at the beginning real fast, and now we can cover the Ice Climbers. As, I guess both of them combined. I don't really know any desyncs, so this isn't really going to be a desync tutorial, this is just going to be basic gameplay. Like, I've done a few desyncs today, but they were completely accidental. So I guess we can go over moves now. So let's start with tilts, jabs, and dash attack. For dash attack, hits twice. And it's actually a pretty good combo starter at this percent to go into an up air. And then start juggling. Has decent range as well. It's not safe on shield, just like with 90% of dash attacks in this game. But it is a pretty solid hit if you land the first one, and then you obviously have to parry both the hits, so you land one, you might, or if they parry one, you might not, or you might be able to get a follow-up on the other Ice Climber's hit. For jab, 4-hit jab, because both of them are there. Whenever it's just one of them there, it's 2-hit. But that does mean that you can only land one in a jab lock, and then you have to do a move after that. So it's kind of good because of its damage output, and it also launches at a pretty nice angle, but it's just not that great for jab blocks. Because sometimes you can just hit A like that and do 3 hits. But as you can see, you can still do jab blocks pretty effectively, and you can also use neutral B to continue jab blocks, but I'll go over that more in a few minutes. So with tilts now, we've got forward tilt, which can be angled, so that's the up angle, that's the neutral angle, and then that's the downward angle. Or that might have been a little neutral, but that's downward for sure. It launches forward, just like with every other forward tilt. Except it doesn't really launch as far as most, which is kind of good because that allows you to do jab blocks pretty easily at lower percent, so just run over here and then do something like that, or you could even do and then start to get a flow off of that out of forward tilt at higher percents. For up tilt, I guess we can go over that now. Does 13 hits. I was going to say it does 13 damage, but it really doesn't. It does 18.4. And then it combos into up air, as you can see here, pretty effectively, so you can use it to start or continue juggles like this. And even whenever it doesn't combo into the second hit, you still combo into the first hit, and sometimes the second. And it does massive damage, obviously. It kind of just builds up over time, but like that was a 34.5% combo off of 2 moves. A short hop up air, and then an up tilt at the beginning of it. But as you can see, you just follow where your opponent's going to go, and you don't miss your up air, then you can just keep them looped there forever. You can also do it out of a jab lock, so I kind of messed it up there. Did that a bit too early as well. Or you might have to delay it a bit, but you can do it if you do launch it high enough. So like if I were just up here, As you can see, as soon as he hit the ground, then I was able to land that up tilt. So maybe you can't really do it out of jab lock, but you can land it out of a move that knocks on the ground. And then it worked pretty well. But I'll go over up throw in a minute and why it launches so high at such a low percent. But that was up tilt and forward tilt. For down tilt, it launches insanely far for some reason, actually. So, like, let me turn the shield ship to 90% just to show you what I mean. So yeah, that's basically just a massive amount of range. Oh, I mean, not range, but just knockback off of the move. So I'm not trying to do it down air, but I'm trying to hit with both parts of the move. That's only hitting with one, because of how good the knockback is on the move. But if you get two, then it's the same knockback, but if you do land two, you get more damage out of it. So that's what's better about landing two. But yeah, it's pretty good for spacing, because if your opponent runs into it, then obviously they get knocked back pretty far, so it even off stage and set up for an edge guard. But hold on one second. Or sorry about that. But yeah, they can set up for an edge guard, or, you know, just pretty much anything can happen out of down tilt. And then, I guess that's it for the tilts. Did forward tilt, down tilt, and up tilt. So, now we can get into smash attacks. We've got up smash, sends directly upwards, 2-hit, can be performed out of shield, although I didn't do it right there. Does decent damage as well. Even if you don't charge it for that long, just 23.1, and it just launches directly upwards, so you can start juggling, because ice climbers are incredibly great at juggling, for some reason, in this game. Like, you can do desyncs, but if you don't feel comfortable doing desyncs, then you can just juggle people forever, they'll keep messing it up. You can, like, mix up your juggles, do that, you don't even have to jump, you can, like, bait out their air dodge and then punish with, like, another, up tilt or an up smash like I did there, and then punish that with up air, because a lot of moves just combo into up air. That one was not one of them because of how much in-lag it has, but as you can see, like, up tilt just combos into up air for free. So, and it works at almost 80% as well, so you can just do that for quite a long time. Forward smash, use both ice climbers to hit somebody with the mallet. It does decent damage if you just land it with one, but if you land it with two, obviously, it does a lot more. So, you can see the second one did 11.1 and the first one did 14.6. So, just landing both of those hits towards you with 25.3% damage. And then you can start jab lock into a juggle, or jab lock into an edge guard. For down smash, covers both sides of you, so that's really good. Unless you have Nonagon, in which case you only cover one side, but you do massive amounts of damage for just one side, or not massive, but just a bit of damage. Unless you charge it up, and then it's actually a lot more than you would think. So if you charge it fully, it does 21.8. Or I thought it did a bit more than that, but I guess I was wrong. It does only hit on one side, so you don't like true combo into the other side like with most down smashes, but it does send pretty far out. It's not as much as down tilt though. Down tilt just sends insanely far out. So yeah, I guess that covers smash attacks as well. Now we can go over aerials. So with aerials, you've got down air. Oh, that was neutral air. Down air, which is really safe to land with. It just kind of bounces. You can recover after doing it off stage like that. But yeah, it does a decent amount of damage, 16.8, so, before it becomes stale, that is. Let me actually turn on stale moves and stuff like that, so. But yeah, as you can see, the more that you repeat it, the less damage it's going to do, obviously, because that's how stale moves work. But it's not a bad option for landing or anything like that, so I use it a lot to land, because it also sends you down pretty quickly compared to something like fastball, or I guess they're about the same speed, actually. I tried to do a fastball down there. Yeah, it kind of makes you bounce in the air as well, like you have a slight pause, so that's kind of helpful to like bait out someone's attack and then punish with down air, because you kind of pause in the air. For up air, obviously it's going to be a really good combo and juggle tool. You can do it out of up tilt pretty easily. don't land both hits, you can still do juggles. And it does kill at higher percents. So, like, up tilt, up air does kill like around 100% for Yoshi here. Or at least it got close there, maybe like 120. I didn't land both hits with the up air. But yeah, that time I didn't land it either, but I still got enough damage to be able to kill. Yeah, if you land both hits, then it's for sure a kill. You know, and turn this back down. But yeah, up air is just really good for continuing combos. I accidentally desynced them there, so. But yeah, if you desync them, then one's gonna back air and one's gonna up air, which you don't really want to do that in this case. Just trying to get the up air damage in and not up air to back air or anything like that. But it does do a lot of damage and it juggles for quite some time and it can be used to kill at higher percents, or if you're in a stage like Battlefield and you juggle off the top platform, then it obviously kills much lower. So that's just kind of the advantages of using it to juggle and stuff like that. But for landing up air, it kind of works, but not really. It's just not a really good move to land with, as it just kind of hits in front of you. Like, it does hit behind you, so you can cross up with it, but you can still use a move like back air, which is one of the Ice Climber's best aerials. It's not as good as up air is their best. But if you land with back air, you can trip, then you can start jab blocks at around 40% as you saw there. And then it's pretty fast as well. It's one of their faster aerials. Does decent damage if you hit with a single Ice Climber, so they did about 12.6% with the single one. So if you're just trying to get in some damage because you missed a move or something like that, then you can just land a back air and be pretty safe on landing, because it has very little landing lag, as you can see. And it's decent at spacing as well because of this landing lag. And then for forward air, and then I'll go over neutral air last. Forward air has a bit of a delay. It does spike. You can do desyncs into the spiking hit of the forward air. You can also combo into the spiking hit of the forward air. So you can like up tilt fair, although it's kind of hard to do with this percent, so let me try out some of this. It's not really a true combo or anything, but it can be performed. It also depends on where your opponent's going to DI. So if they DI behind you like that, then obviously you can't land a fair. But it's kind of hard to land the spiking hitbox because of where it is. It's on like when the hammer is falling down, because the hammer has a bit of a delay. So sometimes you can land the spiking hitbox and then just get interrupted by the other Ice Climber. So I'm just going to try to perform it with one. Or here I messed that up. And then I messed it up again. So yeah, with one, it's a little bit easier to land spiking it. Or hold on, let me just try to reset. But I can't really do it out of down air at this percent. And then with Yoshi, he's going to up B there, so you can't really hit him. But it's whenever the hammer's kind of like falling, it's whenever the spike starts. So it's very hard to hit. Especially if you're doing it low to the ground like I was there. Because you can like do the spiking hitbox as soon as you land, or you can just miss it like that. So it's not that easy of a spike to land unless you desync into it. You can't really combo into it, as I said before, but you can try to do like a string into it. Though it might not always work. And then sometimes Nana can land spike it instead of Popo. But it's pretty rare to do. And then for neutral air, it's pretty fast. It does hit with both Ice Climbers, and it does decent damage. We don't have up tilt. If you want to do a move that's not up air. Let's see if he keeps DIing in. But yeah, you can do stuff like up tilt, up air, into like up throw, up air, into like up tilt and air. Because it doesn't really true combo until it's around, like, 40%. But you can still do, like, up tilt, up air, until it does start true comboing. And then, whenever you start doing damage with juggles and stuff like that, then you can just use up air or back air. I mean, nair or back air to set up for edge guards with neutral air or back air as well, just to knock people backwards. Yeah, you can do stuff like this, so you can, like, back air, trip, and then just start to juggle them out of a tripping, or a trip out of the back air, or you can just do it like that as well. And just start to carry Yoshi around. Well, I messed up the nair there, but you know what I mean off of that. But I'll go more into combos in a few minutes. For specials, you've got neutral B. It can freeze, but it's kind of rare. It just randomly happens when one of the ice hits Yoshi. It'll have a chance to freeze him. And if you don't know what a freeze looks like, it looks like this. So, or not that, but that. So you can just force it with down special at a bit higher of a percent. So, like around this percent. And down special is also really good for doing a lot of shield damage and even breaking shields. And then you can also use it to punish someone getting down special, because it just does a massive amount of damage for some reason. You can also set up into kill confirms, you can set up juggles, just whatever you need it to do, which the juggles can lead into a kill like it did there. But yeah, you can also land with down special. So it's just got a lot of uses. It does just cover in front of Poblano, and you can freeze with just one of the ice climbers. Though it's a little bit harder than if you have both of them. And it does a lot of shield damage, which is why I said you can use it to break shield. Like a lot more than you might think the move would do. For neutral special though, it's just a projectile. It's pretty slow actually. Can't really use it to confirm into things because of the ending lag on the move. So like I can't just run over there after that to get a grab or anything. So it's just kind of good for camping out people and just getting some damage from a distance. If you don't feel like approaching, or if you're just punishing them for trying to approach. But if you do approach, you can obviously get juggles and stuff like that. With forward special, side, or I mean, not forward special, but side special, you get this little tornado. It does a lot of damage. It's primarily used in desyncing. And then if you do it off stage, you can kind of use it to recover, but it will leave you in free fall if you do miss a stage. So, like, if I do it away from the stage, you can see. And it sends you down incredibly quickly compared to their normal fall speed. And like spamming B kind of helps, but not really. Like, it can make it where you're like that, but you still don't really gain that much height from it. So if you're doing it to, like, get over here, you could do it, but if you're doing it too low, like, as you can see there, I was barely able to grab it because I was at the ledge. But you can still use it to recover if you don't feel comfortable using their up special, which is this. Don't know why you wouldn't be comfortable using this move, because it's one of the better recoveries in the game. You launch up Nana, which then launches up Popo, and Popo will grab the ledge if Nana doesn't, pretty much. It does do damage, but it's kind of hard to get the damaging hit, but you can do it out of up throw. It doesn't true combo or anything, but you can see like the damage output from it there. So it's not even that much damage, but it's still better than not being able to hit any damage at all. And then maybe like do an up throw into up B there, or something like that. So with the throws, which I'll go over now, we've got down throw, which is good for comboing into up tilt, although I messed it up there. And starting juggles at lower percents, and then like at around 60% you can kind of combo it into fair. I believe it's around 60% for Yoshi, it might not be. Oh, okay, I need Nana over here. But yeah, it does combo into fair. It doesn't really combo into spiking hit of it. Might be like around 70 that it does that actually. Okay, so it wasn't 70. Maybe 80? No, at 80 it looks like it bounces too high. Unless Yoshi was pulling away. But yeah, at 80 it does lead into a kill with forward air, so that's still an option. Because I kind of forgot to mention it, but forward air has a lot of killing power on the move itself. So if you do like mess up the spike, you still do a lot of knockback and a lot of damage from the move. It doesn't really have that great of frame data though because of how much startup and end lag it has, so can't just throw it out and expect to be safe or anything. But it's still a decent option for edge guarding and stuff like that. Or like if you want to mix up tilt and stuff. You can maybe throw out a fair, it just depends on how your opponent's DIing, like that Yoshi's DSIing in, which then, I mean SDIing in, so that makes it where I have to hit him with a back air, if possible. So it's probably a lot better to go for up air, because up air has a lot more coverage, and will most likely hit opponents behind or in front of you. And then at this percent it kills, so, though I messed it up. And as you can see, I was able to kill him there with the combo. So it's just got a number of uses for back throw. Able to set up jab blocks pretty easily at low percents. And then you can set up the jab blocks into edge guards and stuff like that. For forward throw, it's kind of the same thing. It's just, like it can kill, sure, but it's not that great at doing it. Like there's a lot of better moves that you could do for killing with ice climbers, like an aerial or something like that. So that's what I would recommend to do, is just not even bother with throwing that much unless you do down throw. But with up throw, kind of just has like a set knockback almost, so just launch people super high into the air for some reason. Like I don't really understand why it launches them this high even at 0%, but it can kind of lead into combos. And maybe you catch somebody's like recovery with down special there and then get a freeze in. And then after you freeze them, which you can mash out of freezing to escape it faster, but and then you do want to be safe on throwing out aerials. Like, you can go pretty far with ice climbers for edge guarding, but you can't really go that far because you don't really want to lose Nana if possible, which that's one thing I would recommend doing if you're fighting against ice climbers, is to just separate them, even though it doesn't seem worthwhile to do for the damage output, because you obviously don't do any damage if you hit Nana. If you hit Popo, you will do significantly more damage. And I'll actually go back here, because I forgot to do something, and then we'll go into a few matches. So yeah, for taunts, you've just got up taunt, and they're all just, they use both ice climbers if they're both there, and they use one ice climber if one ice climber's there. But that's pretty much it for taunts, so nothing too spectacular with taunts. And I actually got my combo up a lot, but that was because of the down special. Went from 28 to 36. Yeah, down special because it's multi-hit, then you get a lot of damage and shield pressure and all that kind of stuff just off of down special. And I've seen down special break a full shield before, but it's kind of hard to land. Like, if you do it too early, then it won't work, but if you time it just right, then you can probably break someone's shield with it.
3, 2, 1, go!
So yeah, there's nothing really out of the ordinary with just me, like how I play ice climbers at least. So I would rate them as a mid tier. Probably. They've got a lot of just decent options, but I mean, like, if it's just one ice climber, then you kind of struggle to kill, so that's my main problem. And then Nana's AI is slowly getting better over time, but it's still not the best, so that's another thing that I would say is a problem with them, is that you won't always be playing with both ice climbers, even if you do play correctly. But their damage output with both of them there is alright. Their recovery is not, though. As you can see, Snake Footstool Nana there, and now I just Sopo, is what I like to call it. And it's very hard to do anything with Sopo, especially against Snake, so he is going to save for me there. But we should be able to get a kill here pretty quickly. against Snake. He is kind of heavy, so he will survive up air for quite some time. But not that one. So yeah, I didn't really do anything with down special there. I was just trying to get in kill without having to resort to it. But as you can see, off of that juggle, I was able to land 43%. With this one, 57. So, not 57 total, but increased it to 57. But as you can see, Snake is separating us as far as he can, which is a really good option. Because Ice Climber's damage will be significantly lower if they're split up. But as you can see, I was able to land 2 spikes there. And Nana's inputs are slightly delayed compared to Popo's, so sometimes you can shield with one, but it will be too late for the other one. And then sometimes you can let go of shield with one, and the other one will parry it. So those are just kind of options that can happen, which is both good and bad, because you can leave people in parry stun like if you parry a Falcon Punch. But the thing about that is that you most likely got hit by the Falcon Punch with the other Ice Climber. Unless you parried with Popo. If you parried with Nana, then you most likely got hit by the move, and then Nana parried it on her own. Yeah, it's about to go for down special there, but kind of got hit a bit too much. Went for a down special there to get a lot of damage on Snake's recovery, as it leaves him vulnerable and then it slows him down. It won't knock him off of the recovery or anything. And that was a really good combo off of Grenade. And like as soon as the grenade exploded, then he hit me. And I was able to hit him with his own grenade there, which is what my main goal was. And then killed with Popo while I was shielding with, I killed with Nai while I was shielding with Popo. If you don't know, I like to wear this skin because it reverses the color of their gloves and they look the exact same. So, how they normally look, you play as the blue Ice Climber and you fight against the purple Ice Climber. But in this outfit, you play as the purple Ice Climber. I mean, not purple, but more pink, and then the other Ice Climber is wearing blue. So, it makes it a lot harder to tell which Ice Climber you're supposed to hit and which one you're not supposed to hit. Even though I recommend hitting both. Don't know why I chose like Battlefield and Omega Form on the stage. Because I wasn't paying that much attention. This stage is perfectly legal on its own. Even without hazards, I would say it's still pretty legal. Yeah, I did save him there, but for how long is the question. So yeah, he was able to get out of that in perfect time. And then I missed that. So that will result in me taking a bit of damage there. I should have slide special. I should catch it slide special maybe. I don't know whose would have had priority in that situation. Or like down special, just throw out a hitbox for a while. Because that's what you do with down special, you just throw this out and then just whatever happens, happens kind of. Okay, he's starting to nair, which is really bad for me, because it outranges most of my moves. Like, range is a lot better with Ice Climbers than it is for a character like Mario, but it's still not the best, as you're still just using a small mallet. You're not really using anything that impressive. I thought I was Popo there, so I thought I didn't make it back. Oh no. Okay. That one's still not going to kill. He's countering a lot, so I'm going to be playing more aggressively with grabs. Because he's just trying to get a counter kill. Which, I mean, isn't a bad option at this percent. But yeah, as you can see, I was able to freeze him there. And then, I think he just killed Nana. But yeah, I saved her, I think. Yeah, there we go. So you can just up B off the side of the stage that Nana's on, and she will most likely teleport you, so then you save her. But yeah, he's just throwing out counters at this point to kill, so... kind of sucks, but... still gonna die. Doesn't really matter that much, he's just delaying it. But yeah, as you can see, every time that I get near him and charge up like a smash tag or whatever, he just counters, so I need to be playing more more carefully around it. So yeah, he just countered while I was shielding, so that gives me grab, although I didn't really start a combo there. Or I mean a juggle. Not that Ike really has a problem getting getting out of juggles. Yeah, as you can see, he's playing incredibly defensively, so she had to take advantage of that with down throw. Yeah, he threw out his up tilt there. He's playing defensively with counter and nair, so that's not that great for me actually. And as you can see, I was able to shield in the middle of this jab and then just grab him while he was jabbing Nana. And I think that was slightly desynced for Nana. But yeah, as you can see, they're not bad characters by any means. They're just kind of strange, I would say. If you do desyncs, you can obviously kill at 0% with stuff like the Igloo, which is where you like grab and then down throw side special and then just spam that until you get somebody from one side of the stage to the other, and then you just forward air them off the stage. Oh, I didn't mean to play random, so I'll quit this game. But yeah, we'll go back to another game as Ice Climbers, I think, and then be done. So let me go ahead and quit this game. Because I'm still doing the character day challenge. I'm just used to playing randoms as Ice Climbers, so that's why I just chose random. I usually don't pick Ice Climbers on my own. But I do like playing as them from time to time. Like, I'll just pick a day sometimes where I just play as a random character. And not random, like on the slot, but just, play as like King K. Rool for a day. But now I'm doing it as a challenge where I can only stick to one character per day, so definitely a difference between this stage and the last stage because of the background and music. I guess the character is different as well. Hopefully this one plays a bit more less lame. I guess. Because Link's still going to play defensively. And then because I threw as Nana, as Popo Nana forward smash there. Oh, I threw that out a bit too late. It does have a small startup, and then it is active for a while, so if you mess it up, then you most likely will get punished. Although I was lucky that I didn't get badly punished or anything. So it's kind of hard to punish the Ice Climbers as well, especially when they're both here. Whenever it's just Sopo, it's a little bit easier. But like if you grab Nana by accident, then Popo punishes you and stuff like that. So that's just something to watch out for if you're playing against Ice Climbers. But as I said earlier, you just want to keep them separated. This Link's doing a bad job of that, so that's why you just lost the second slot. But whenever they're together, their damage output is pretty insane at times. But most of the time it's pretty calm, but sometimes you can just juggle people with up tilt and up air and just spam it. I lost my jump somehow. I don't understand how Nana teleported from all the way down there, in case you're wondering. But it did throw me off. That was an insane, like, recovery in there. Like, I've never seen it go that far. Wouldn't have spiked or anything, but it would have done some nice damage. And then, obviously, the recovery with Sopo there was not that great. But that should be good enough. Yeah, also another thing to watch out for when playing as Ice Climbers is that Nana can just sometimes jump off the edge on her own. If she's just grabbing the ledge and you're not moving or anything, you're just waiting for your opponent to respawn. She can just decide that she wants to jump off the edge and there's not really anything you can do about that, so yeah, I guess that's just something that you need to be aware of. Or I guess I'll play one more game. I don't think I got an Ice Climbers clip for the compilation. So hopefully I do something here that's somewhat clip-worthy. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind playing as Ice Climbers if I do get them in random, but they're not just somebody that I pick that often to play as, so. Even though I didn't have that much experience with them, they're pretty easy to pick up in case you're wondering. If you don't plan on doing, like, the desyncs or anything like that. If you want to do desyncs, like, you would do that, but I'm not going to be showing how to do that in this, so. As I kind of said at the beginning. Ah, that forward special. Oh wait, how did it hit both of us? So Incineroar is kind of a bad matchup for Ice Climbers. Forward special. Just is a really good move. And is very balanced. I liked what the Incineroar was going for there. I couldn't really tell what he was doing, but I did like it. Did that do any damage to him, or was that just not very effective? He does have type advantage in this matchup. So yeah, that's not a bad option, it's just to freeze somebody if you're feeling overwhelmed, and you can land the freeze. Okay, sure, just kill Nana. That's fine by me. I can still do juggles as Sopo, but that's gonna kill? Yeah. I was at 150% there, there's no way that wasn't gonna kill. But yeah, we'll be making like a compilation of some of the better stuff that I've done with each character. So this will probably be in it because I'm starting to read Incineroar. At the end of all of this challenge. So like I'll get a clip with like Samus, Peach, Daisy, everyone in the game will have some part in the compilation. I'll have to make multiple little videos because you can only clip 50 clips at once in one video, so I'll have to make 2, but it should be interesting to watch, at least. And I'll just do like one video where I go over and explain some of the stuff that happens in the clip that's on screen at the time. Dang it. This is not good. Yeah, that's alright. Nana just decided not to run over the stage there, so there wasn't really anything I could do. Incineroar took full advantage of that with down tilt. And I could have taken full advantage of that situation. Okay, so that beats Incineroar's side B. That's interesting. I did not know that. Okay. I'm just gonna side B there. So yeah, now every time that he gets back to stage, I can just down special. Because I know he's gonna side B. Time to cool off Incineroar. He'll recover from this, but don't know for how much longer he'll live. That's what I was going to say there. But yeah, now that I know that, Ice Climbers might actually be a good matchup against Incineroar. If they can just beat out a side special with down special, because you just throw out a hitbox there, and then it just stays there for a while. But yeah, I'm just going to do one more game, actually, because I didn't clip that one. Because I forgot. Let's see who I get this time. Hopefully this one will be a little bit more mystery clip. Oh, Mega Man. Yeah, it's not gonna be one, sadly. So for Mega Man, you just want to approach him, stay in his face. As Ice Climbers. With some people, you can just camp him out. Because his projectiles don't really cover that much range. Or at least, like, the pellets. Like, they cover some distance, but you can still camp them out. I don't know how I hit that. So that was like what, 60%? So I'll remember that. In case he's over there again. I don't think he'll let me go back to the ledge, but I can try. I was trying to grab the saw. Oh no. Don't want to get juggled. I will, however, juggle Mega Man. That back air has incredible range for like what it looks like. It looks like it has no range at all, but it's actually kind of insane. It can just go underneath some moves sometimes. I messed up the timing on that. Why is Nana all the way over there? She usually stays next to Popo, but that time she decided that she was just gonna roam towards the center of the stage, which I did not want her to do, if you couldn't tell in that interaction. How did I not get hit by the forward smash, but Nana did? Not that I'm complaining, but it just didn't really make any sense. Adlive is directly in front of Mega Man. I was going for it there. I'm gonna go for it here as well. Oh no. Okay. We're good. Oh no, I hit Mega Man with the up B. Crap. That means I'm gonna have to kill him with something that's not down throw fair. There we go. That's a pretty good option, I would say. I wish I knew how to do that desync on command, because that's actually, like, probably the best desync that the Ice Climbers have, because you can just punish somebody for grabbing and throwing you, which is the most likely way that they'll try to separate the Ice Climbers. But it'd be harder to do that and mash at the same time. Well, I guess you could just use the left stick, but yeah, that's it for the Ice Climbers. Sorry for accidentally picking random that one time, but we should be good for the rest of the characters, which tomorrow is going to be Sheik, so I don't know how fun that's going to be or terrifying at the same time. So, I mean, it should be fine. Sheik's just not a great character, I would say. Like, she's got good stuff. I kind of put her in low tier, but I think she might be, like, returning, I guess, is the way to say it. And if you're wondering what skin I play in, it's this one here. Or wait, where is it, actually? Oh, this one. Because it looks like Superman, kind of. With the blue and the red cape. But I just thought it looked like Superman, which is why I wear it. I don't really like Superman as a character that much. But that's for another day, I guess. So, yeah, I guess I hope to see everyone in the next stream.